What's up, YouTube? This is Michael back. Come back at you again. I made some shorts this morning, man. Really did really good, man. Had one of them, I think, 500 something views. The other one had like 400 something. I really appreciate it, man. I want to thank all you guys. If you're new to my channel, I want to welcome you here. And if you're coming back, which I hope you are, I want to welcome you back. So I'm not in my normal tank top shirt today. I just got back from the gym, had a nice workout. I like to kind of sit kind of close to the camera. Kind of gives me more of a feeling that I'm talking to somebody. I watch a lot of other channels. I watch a lot of other YouTube. I get my news a lot from YouTube. I don't get it too much from the mainstream media, you know, Fox and NBC and all that stuff, man. They got their own agendas out there. I try to listen to people don't really have an agenda. They're just putting it out there as it is. I kind of like that. I see where, man, so many people are in debt, living in their cars, living on the street, be owing people money, getting their cars repoed and all the rest of that stuff. Well, if you can see on the thumbnail, I haven't made the thumbnail yet, but you're going to see on the thumbnail. You guys can start like a new life, man. You can get out of all that debt. And if you wait until the end of this video, I'm going to tell you the one really big debt you can get out of if you want to wait till the end. In the meantime, you guys are watching my videos, and like I said, I want to thank every single one of you that watch my videos, man. I look at the analytics and I see how long you guys look, and that's really cool. If you could just hit that subscribe button, that would make me feel just way good, man. I got like 14 subscribers on this channel, which I got 2 channels. And on this one, I got 14 subscribers, and my other channel, I got 8. This channel is Live Rich Cambodia, and the other one is Goodbye-USA. Anyways, but to get back to the point of this video, kind of an after Thanksgiving Black Friday type deal. Maybe you guys will be staying home watching some videos. I don't know, but a lot of people are so loaded up with debt, and it's really a shame, you know, to see where these young people are just full of credit card debt and car loans, and they can't afford their rent and electric and all the rest of that stuff. I watched another video this morning. I'll see if I can put like a link onto his. You know they have at the end of the YouTube. At the end of my video, I can put on a link from somebody else's channel. Anyways, he's talking about moving to Africa because looks like he's African. But anyways, like I said, a lot of you people are just strapped with that debt. And the way the USA works is, you guys, it's going to be really hard for you guys to get out of that debt. Okay, you can file for bankruptcy, and a lot of people do that. But then you got to hand over all your money to an executor, and then they kind of dole it out to you, and they pay off whoever they can pay off with whatever salary you got. But what happens is, if you file for bankruptcy and then you get laid off, now you got a really big problem. That's what's happening in the USA. Is a lot of people are getting these layoff notices. I just saw another headline about a lot of people going to get laid off. A lot of it is due to the economy, because it just is. They say that the job market's good in the USA, but there's just so many layoffs, and a lot of it is due to AI. I got a friend of mine, and his brother designed video games for the same company. I'm not going to use their company name, but anyways, he designed video games for that company for a long time, and he made a lot of money doing that. And his company, the company he worked for, he worked mostly from home because he got a lot of computer stuff at his house. So anyways, he worked for them for quite a while, and the company that he worked for was bought out by Microsoft. And A couple months after that happened, he got laid off. He's been laid off now for about 4 or 5 months. He's not hurting for money because he's pretty well off. So, but he's in his 50s. Pretty hard for him to try to go find another job right now, especially in the field that he was in. But he got laid off because now they don't need him because of AI. And he doesn't have any of those, gigantic student loans. And like I said, he's doing pretty well financially. But there's a lot of people that's going to get laid off that are not going to be in that same situation. And whether it's over here in Cambodia or Africa or South America, I wouldn't go to Mexico. That's just me. I have no business going to Mexico. But anyways, and I wouldn't go to India. A couple places I wouldn't go. And China, I wouldn't go over there. Anyways, but there's a lot of third world countries where that degree you have, that 4-year degree that you have, is like gold. Okay? Because most of these third world countries, like the one I live in, the people here are not really too intelligent. Okay? They get out of high school and they don't have any skills, none whatsoever. And maybe they went to a university over here. They got these 2-year universities. We call them junior colleges, or community colleges in the USA, but they got these 2-year universities over here. And they teach them enough to get by, but they don't really teach them enough to get out there in the job market and make something. So they usually become teachers, or they work at a bank, or even to become a flight attendant over here, you have to have 2 years of university. But you come over here with a 4-year degree, like I said, not one of those pre-Columbian dance or gender study degrees. I don't think that's going to help you too much. But you come over here with a degree in engineering or teaching certificate in those kind of things, and like I said, it's going to be like gold. Okay, you're going to have no problem at all landing a job, a teaching job, or working for one of these big businesses. You guys can go and look on, if you don't believe me, you go look on LinkedIn or any of those other places, or any of those other job websites, and just put in for look for Cambodia, and they need intelligent, well-educated people over here with degrees. And you're going to probably see, I don't know, a lot of times they don't post a salary, but I want you guys, before you do that, I want you to go and look and see what you can get an apartment for, a nice apartment. I'm not talking about no shot out thing. I'm talking about land over here is expensive, so they build up, and they have some really nice condos and apartments. Maybe on the 10th, 20th floor. I don't know what it is. I get off a street level because you got to hear all the noise in the city. But if you spend $750, $800 a month over here for an apartment, oh my God, or condo to rent, you are going to get a absolutely 4 or 5 star unit. You're going to have a gym. You're going to have at least one pool, elevator, security, underground parking, all that stuff. And the maintenance is going to be taken care of for you. You're just going to have to pay your, your light, whatever your light is, and sometimes your internet, but all the water and all that stuff's going to be paid for. And the HOA, whatever you want to call it, fee is really low over here. Like I said, go on any of those websites and look and see. So when you come over here, you could probably easily make $4,000 a month. And you think, I can't make it $4,000. Let me tell you something. $4,000 a month over here is you are rolling. That is like making $200,000 a year in the USA, man, or more. I don't even know how to explain it, but these condos and these apartments over here, you guys can rent for, I don't know, like I said, it depends on what you want. You want a nice 2-bedroom, maybe $900, $1,000 a month, but you're making $4,000 a month, and you don't even need a car over here. If you live in the city, which is more than likely where you would live, I live in the suburbs, so I need a car. But if you live in the city, they got these little pass app carts that pick you up and drive you around, and really cheap. They got an app on your phone, and you just push that app. You just tell them where you're at, and then you can just put in where you want to go, and it's cheap. It's only a few dollars for riding around, so you don't even really need a car over here, especially if you live in the city. Out here in the suburbs where I live at, there's not a lot of people that speak English, or some, but in the city, especially working for one of these big companies, they're going to speak English. Okay, if you don't speak no Khmer, which is the Cambodian language, it's not going to be a big deal. They're not going to care about that. They're going to care about your knowledge and what you got to bring to the table. And I have worked with people over here that have been, quote, educated in the education system. And I'm just telling you, I think somebody that's a top student in high school probably knows more than they do. Okay. I'm just looking at the stats. Cambodia is 139th poorest country in the world. Okay, 139th. You can look it up. Their education is like 122nd. Skill set, active skills that they have is like 110. So like I said, you come over here with a degree from the USA, a 4-year degree, man, and they don't require any kind of insurance over here, and you really don't need it. I don't have one insurance, nothing in my house at all. I have no insurance. I don't have any homeowners insurance. I don't have car insurance. I don't have any health insurance. I get sick, we just go to the doctor, and it's pretty reasonable. I've had a couple surgeries over here. I had hip surgery and knee surgery, and my surgeon was trained in France, so he's a little bit more expensive than most of the people over here, but really good. Just absolutely, like I said, if you're making good money, you have the money to go to those kind of doctors. And I just got my. You have to have a business visa and a what they call a work card. I just got my work card, and it's good for 1 year, and it's $295. And I believe a 1-year business visa is around $350. I could be wrong, but it's pretty close to that. And any of these companies that you might go to work for, when you go in there to bargain with them, you tell them they're going to have to reimburse you for all those fees. And you tell them you want 2 weeks a year, 3 weeks a year, whatever it is, vacation. And you want an airplane ticket back to your homeland, wherever that might be, whether it's the USA or Canada or New Zealand, wherever you're from. And like I said, you have all the power over here. Okay? You have all the chips. I was a teacher for an international school over here, and they didn't even know my Social Security. They don't even know what a Social Security number is. Now, when you open up a bank account, which I have 2 bank accounts here, they ask me for my Social Security number only because if I make interest on the money, then they need to send that information to the USA. And even if you work for a major company over here and they ask you for your Social Security number, I'm going to use it for an example. Let's just say you're making $4,000 a month. Well, that's only $48,000 a year. And you say, oh my God, I can't make it over here $48,000 a year. It would take these people 10 years to make that much. Okay, so, and I do pretty much everything on. I file my taxes online with TurboTax. It's free. You can do the free thing because you don't really have any deductions. If you come over here as a single person, you're not going to have really any deductions or anything. You just take the standard deductions, and I just do the TurboTax thing. Like I said, especially if you're a single person. Okay, if you're a single man, really of any age, but especially if you're an older single, you're just going to have ladies climbing all over you, man. You're just going to, that's just the way it is. And whether, like I said, maybe you like it, maybe you don't, I don't know. If you're a single lady, well, I don't know if I'd hook up with a Cambodian man or not. They're kind of on the lazy side, but that's up to you. I'll let you guys make that decision. But like I said, you guys can bail out of that United States anytime you want. You just need a passport, And I got an email address. It's in the description. It's live, L-I-V-E, R-I-C-H, Cambodia@gmail.com, and you shoot me an email, and I'll give you all, I'll give you like one-on-one, whatever information I can tell you. I know where to go, how to, what you need to do. But you guys need to look up and look at some of these rental prices, what you can get over here for, like I said, $800-900, even $1,000, man. You'd be living like a princess in one of these condos, man. Just absolutely just 5-star. But there's one little thing that I told you I'd tell you here at the end. Okay, I'm going to tell you that right now. Okay, they don't have any wage garnishment system over here. Okay, if you owe for a car that they repoed and they sold it for cheap and you owe, if you got credit card companies trying to sue you, trying to get money, they can't get nothing from you. And here's the kicker. Okay, you owe all those student loans, they don't care. they don't care about those. They don't care about those student loans you got. Okay. Now I'm not promoting anybody to do anything like that, but I'm just giving you guys some educational knowledge right here. That over here, you might owe $250,000, $200,000, whatever kind of amount of money you owe for those student loans over there in the USA. They can't get that money from you over here. Okay, there's just no way. There's no system set up to garnish a wage. The only thing they could possibly do is take some kind of money from your tax return. But if you ain't making a whole lot of money, if you're only making, $45,000, $50,000 a year, which like I said over here is just an astronomical amount of money to make, you're going to have such a little return, man. Listen, it's no big deal. Let them keep it if they want. But anyways. You guys that have, especially you guys that have the older people, or even the younger people too, man. You guys that have those college degrees, those college pieces of paper from the USA, you have gotten a golden ticket to come over here, okay? And maybe you don't even know where Cambodia is. Maybe you got to look at a map, but I'm just telling you guys, you're going to be right in the middle of Asia, okay? You want to go see Japan? You're close, man. It's only about a 3-hour flight. Singapore, Bali, Indonesia, Thailand, one side, Vietnam's the other side. You guys can start a new life and a new adventure in your life that you will never, ever forget. And like I said, there might come a day where they forgive those student loans. I don't know. I'm not saying they will or they won't, but I'm just saying, you got a place you can go so they don't garnish your checks, and a place where you don't have to have all that high expensive medical insurance and pay all the deductibles, man. I think you could go to a doctor over here cheaper than you could pay the deductible over there. And like I said, you don't even need a car over here. Even if you get one, you don't need no car insurance. So this is something for you guys to think about. Like I said, I got an email address, and I'll be more than happy to answer any questions, or if you guys leave a comment. And if you guys could do just one last thing for me, I would be so happy. Okay, and it only takes one finger, and you can use whatever finger you want. I'm going to use this one, but you guys can use whatever finger you want. Is just push that subscribe button so I can get my subscribers up, man. Like I said, it made me feel good, but if you don't, it's okay too. It's one of those things. I look at a lot of videos, and I don't subscribe to all of them too. So I've subscribed to a lot of videos or a lot of channels, and they come in on my feed, and I just pass them by again. But anyways, if you guys could just push that subscribe button, if I can get a few of you to do that. I'm at 14 right now. I'd like to hit 20. Anyways, you guys have a good day. And like I said, they cannot garnish your wages over here. Okay? Look on all these websites for these jobs and what you can get for an apartment or a condo. If you want to buy a condo, you can buy one over here. You just can't buy the land, but you can buy a condo if that's what you want to do. But you guys just look and see what you can get. Okay, look at the jobs at the job board, and put in your resume. I think they call it a CV now. But anyways, if nothing else, you guys can get a job teaching. You can easily make $2,000, $3,000 a month, especially if you got a 4-year degree, man. they'd fall over themselves. They'd have a bidding war over you. So anyways, just kind of keep that in mind. Like I said, they ain't got no garnishment over here. They can't. Well, there's nothing they can do. Right. They don't care about those student loans. So anyways, you guys have a nice day, and thank you so much for watching my videos. I do appreciate it. You guys be careful out there, please.